Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of 2A Arsenal Roundup News. My name is Richard Espinoza. I'm your host. 2A Arsenal Roundup News is your primary source for Second Amendment news, whether it be good, bad, or ugly, whether it will benefit your Second Amendment rights or will cause an effect on your Second Amendment rights. We report you important Second Amendment news that matters to you so that you know what is going on in the United States as well as other parts of the states, so you know how to be informed, because what you don't know could kill you or put you in jail. So that is my job as a reporter for 2A Arsenal Roundup News, so that you can get a clear insight on what is going on. Well, today we're going to be talking about the Tuesday's election, and it was a big sucker punch to many law-abiding gun owners this Tuesday. Tuesday was a horrible night. I'm going to go over what happened on Tuesday. I know this is probably old news, please forgive me. I've been busy preparing to move to Arizona. I've been doing job interviews as well, and because I do this on the side, so I've been pretty busy on that. But I'm going to go over Tuesday's election and how it can affect the midterm elections next year and what we can do to win the war against the gun control crowd. First, we're going to talk about Proposition 50. Unfortunately, Proposition 50 has passed, but there is hope. And the reason why there is hope is because there are some conservative groups such as Turning Point USA, the Heritage Foundation, the Republican Party of California, and other grassroots organizations. They had filed for a hearing with the Supreme Court. They filed the paperwork to get it challenged to the Supreme Court on the grounds that Proposition 50 violated the 15th Amendment. So if you don't know what the 15th Amendment is, you can get a copy of your constitutional book from Turning Point USA or the Heritage Foundation. Just request a constitutional booklet so that you can keep being informed on the Constitution. Well, basically, Proposition 15 is a violation of voters' rights, where you cannot discriminate against race or creed. Basically, what Gavin Newsom is doing is dividing the districts by race. You have the black community, Hispanic community, the white community. The communities need to be combined as one. Basically, what Gavin Newsom is doing is illegal. So, to give you a clear understanding, please look on the websites from Turning Point USA, as well as the Republican Party of California, as well as the Heritage Foundation. They'll basically discuss why Proposition 50 is a violation of the 15th Amendment. And basically, the Gavin Newsom and his cronies in Sacramento are basically taking away the conservative voice and giving it all to the liberal voice, which is totally a discrimination and a violation of the 15th Amendment. So to get a clear understanding of the 15th Amendment, I encourage you to go online and read about it, and you'll understand why Proposition 50 is a violation of the 15th Amendment. And also, we're going to be talking about the elections that happened on Tuesday. The candidates, unfortunately, there was a blue wave on Tuesday. Sad to say. We start off with the mayor's race. Unfortunately, Zohran the Moron Mamdani is going to be the new mayor of New York City, effectively on January 1st, 2026. It is unfortunate that Zohran Mamdani is going to be the next mayor. He's vowed to destroy our Second Amendment rights and trying to eliminate gun ownership in New York City altogether. The New York the New York State Rifle Association and many other grassroots gun groups are preparing to watch every move that Mamdani is going to make so that they can file a lawsuit if he dares to violate the Second Amendment, as well as Kathy Hochul. Kathy Hochul's been dragged into court God knows how many times. Unfortunately, hocus pocus, Kathy Hochul, the governor of New York, she cannot accept the Bruen decision. And if you don't know about the Bruen decision, basically the Bruen decision violated a speed process for people to get their carry permit, and they have to fill out this application on what they have to prove that they're being threatened and therefore they need to carry. No, you can't do that. The Supreme Court ruled that people have a right to apply for a carry permit for any reason without the government's approval or the government's reasoning. That what was the Bruen decision was about, and unfortunately, Kathy Hocus Pocus Hochul is ignoring the Bruen decision, and she's trying to throw a fast one or try to find some type of loophole to continue violating New Yorkers' gun rights. Next, we go to New Jersey, and unfortunately, Jack Ciattarelli unfortunately lost to Mikey Sherrill, who's another incompetent socialist left-wing lunatic who is going to continue enforcing the corrupt gun laws that were passed by soon-to-be outgoing Governor Phil Murphy. New Jersey has the reputation of being called New Germany because of their neo-Nazi gun laws that they have, their Nazi fascist gun laws. Yeah, and a lot of these woke idiots don't realize that gun control is fascism, but yet they're okay with it. But they don't mind calling you a fascist simply because you're an armed patriot. Go figure. Well, that's what New Jersey has become. New Jersey has become New Germany. And unfortunately, things are going to get a lot worse under Mikey Sherrill. It is believed that she's going to do even more far damage than what Phil Murphy has done. But again, you have many grassroots organizations that will keep Mikey Sherrill under the radar and watch every move she makes. Then we go to the Commonwealth of Virginia, and sad to say that Winston Earl Sears was defeated by another socialist lunatic, Abigail Spanberger. For those of you who don't know who Abigail Spanberger, not only was she a former federal agent, but she was also a member of Moms Demand Action, which is a anti-gun group controlled by Michael Bloomberg's Everytown for Not So Gun Safety. And Michael Bloomberg, along with George Soros, have spent millions of dollars to get Abigail Spanberger to be the leader in Richmond. And she's probably going to continue where Ralph Blackface Northam has left off. It wasn't too long ago in the Commonwealth of Virginia, there was a huge Second Amendment rally standing up against Ralph Northam's unconstitutional gun laws that he was passing. And it's a shame that Virginia has become for what it's become, because Virginia one time set the standards for Second Amendment rights. It was the true cornerstone, the iron teeth for gun rights. But now it has been taken over by a blue wave. And then we also go finally to the other election in Virginia for the Attorney General. Jason Mayoris was defeated by another left-wing lunatic, which is Jay Jones. Honestly, it wasn't a win-win situation because, to be fair, Jason Mayoris was no friend to the Second Amendment rights. He's been highly criticized by Gun Owners of America for his failure to protect the law-abiding citizens of Virginia. He's just as bad as Jay Jones, but Jay Jones is worse. But everybody, all the groups in Virginia, such as the Gun Owners of America, the Gun Owners Foundation, as well as the Virginia Citizens Defense League, they will have both Abigail Spanberger and Jay Jones under the radar. Now, the question you might ask yourself, how will this affect 2026? Well, we know that this is a sucker punch. This is a reminder to us what we need to do and how to prepare ourselves for 2026. Because, again, you have many corrupt Democrats who are going to be up for re-election who need to be voted out of office. But to be fair, there's also some rhino Republicans who backstab many gun owners. They're up for re-election and they need to be voted out. Now, normally I wouldn't ask anybody to do this, but because we're facing desperate times right now, and because of our gun rights being in jeopardy, and forgive me for asking this, but I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need all of you who are watching my channel. Please listen up, grab yourself a pencil and paper. I'm going to talk about what you can do to prepare our fight for 2026. And again, normally I wouldn't ask you to do this, but this is a desperate time. I'm asking all my viewers out there who are watching to please give a donation to any gun rights group that you are comfortable with. All I ask of you is just to donate $1. Just $1. Or whatever amount you can afford to donate. Now, ask yourself this question. How much does freedom mean to you? How much are you willing to spend to protect freedom, to protect your Second Amendment rights, protect your constitutional rights? How much are you willing to spend to protect the future of your children? For those of you who are moms and dads, this should be a concern to you, because these politicians are going to deny these future rights to your kids. And many of you parents out there who are law-abiding citizens, who teach your kids the proper way of handling firearms, how much is it worth to you to protect your children's constitutional rights and their future rights of the Second Amendment? How much are you willing to spend? How much money matters to you to spend? You want to protect your children's future, your children's future, and your children's future, so that they can enjoy the fruits and labors of our Constitution, and as well as our Second Amendment rights. And even if you're not a parent, there's people out there, you have nieces and nephews out there. Is it important to you that your nieces and nephews enjoy the America that you once know? Do you want your nieces and nephews to live in the America that you knew, the America you grew up in? Do you want your nieces and nephews to have the constitutional rights that our founding fathers sweat their blood and tears for? Are you concerned about your nephew's future, and your niece's future, or your nephew's children's future, or your nephew's children's future, or your niece's children's future, or your niece's children's future? How much is it worth to you? What would you say that I could tell you that $1 dollar can make a difference in protecting your children's future. Think about that for a sec. Think about how much money Michael Bloomberg and George Soros spend to destroy our Second Amendment rights. On average, Michael Bloomberg spends over $10 million on average to pay for candidates who will destroy our Second Amendment rights. He spends over $10 million. Now, think of it this way. If 2 million law-abiding gun owners would donate $1 to Gun Owners of America or the Second Amendment Foundation, every dollar counts and every dollar adds up. Now, I'm not a millionaire or a billionaire like Michael Bloomberg and George Soros is, and neither one of us is. But it will take a chain of patriots to do their part by building the cash flow so that we can protect our rights. Remember, attorneys are not cheap. They work around the clock 24/7. And that is why $1 adds up. Every dollar donated adds up. And you can help contribute to protect freedom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you the addresses that you can mail your donations to if you choose to. Again, no donation, big or small, can't help. If big or small, any donation is welcome. Any donation will help, big or small. Just remember, $1 can change everything. Can change everything. If we get a chain of American patriots chipping in, and I do my part too. I donate as much as I can because I care about the future of America and I care about my nephew's future. I want him to live in America I knew, the America I grew up in. And I will be damned if I allow these idiots to destroy our rights. I am not going to lay down there and not allow this to happen. I will fight. Will you? Do you have the courage to help chip in? Just think about it. $1 will make a difference. 100%. Whether it be $1, $2, $5, $10, whatever you can afford. Everything adds up in the end. And the more money these gun rights organizations get, they can use that money to pay the lawyers so we can fight for future battles and also fight against the corrupt politicians who are trying to destroy our Second Amendment rights. And you can never hate politicians enough, especially the ones who want to destroy our rights. But here are some groups that you can donate to that I highly recommend. You can send $1 donation or more to Gun Owners of America. The address is 8001 Forbes Place, Suite 202, Springfield, Virginia, 22151. Or you could also send a donation to the Virginia Citizens Defense League, which is P.O. Box 513, Newington, Virginia, 22122, and their phone number is 804-639-0625. It's on the screen. And then you can go to the NRA ILA website. You can donate any amount of money at www.nraila.com. I know that there are a lot of people out there a little iffy about the NRA, and I've been one of the NRA's harshest critics because I'm also a life member. I hadn't donated to the NRA for a while. However, I will say, though, that Doug Hamlin has done a great job turning the NRA around. He has done far better than what Lane LaPierre has ever done. So I'm going to give Doug Hemlin the benefit of the doubt. He is really turning things around. Even Jarrett from Guns and Gadgets, who's been a harsh critic of the NRA, even agrees. Next, you can also donate to the Second Amendment Foundation, which is 1250 NE Northeast 10th Plaza, Beverly, Washington, which is 898005. Or you can also donate to Gun Owners of California. Gun Owners of California was the beginning of the gun rights organization. Long before Gun Owners of America, we had California Gun Owners of California, which was founded by the late H.R. Richardson. The address is 3931 North Freeway Boulevard, Sacramento, California, 95034. The more donations you give to Gun Owners of California, the more you'll stick it to Gavin Newsom's face. And it would be a big help. I highly recommend them as well. And then you have the National Association for Gun Rights. You can donate at P.O. Box 1776, Loveland, Colorado 80539. And then you have the Firearm Policy Coalition. You can send a donation at 550 Peyton Mirage Road, Suite 320, Las Vegas, Nevada 8949. And then the New York State Firearm Association, which is 713 Columbia Turnpike East, Green Rush, New York 12061. Just make sure when you do a donation or you talk on the phone, make sure you mention Richard Espinoza from 2A Arsenal Roundup News sent you, because they would like to know what this donation's about. Make sure you write a note and let them know that you're concerned about what happened on Tuesday's election and that you want to give this donation in hopes that will help get us to victory for 2026 in the midterm elections. With Nancy Pelosi retiring, thank God the ding-dong, the witch is gone, but we all know that there's going to be a radical leftist that's going to try to take her spot. But Gun Owners of California is right now trying to find the right candidate who will take Nancy Pelosi's spot. It's going to be a long shot, but with your help, we can make it happen. So remember, any donation you can give will help. Also, you can also visit Jarrett from Guns and Gadgets. You can go to his link for Blackout Coffee. Blackout Coffee is also another good way that you can help contribute. $2 will be donated to every gun rights organization that's affiliated with Blackout Coffee. So you can give $2 to Gun Owners of America, the Second Amendment Foundation, the Firearms Policy Center. These are grassroots organizations that have been fighting for us like bulldogs. They are our true bulldogs in fighting for our Second Amendment rights. So each time you buy Blackout Coffee, you're actually not only supporting retired veterans, retired police officers, you're not only supporting veteran jobs, but you're also contributing to freedom. So let your money work for you by defending freedom. And that $2 will help fight for future cases. Because again, lawyers are not cheap. And your $1 bill that you donate, or $2, or whatever amount, will make a difference when we have to go up against certain candidates. Remember, Think of how much money George Soros and Mike Bloomberg is spending to defeat and destroy our Second Amendment rights. But it will take a chain of patriots to do donations in order to match them. And we can do it together. Well, that is it for tonight for 2A Arsenal Roundup News. So if you have any important legislation you would like me to know about, and you want me to bring it to the attention for my next podcast, please feel free to send a email to RJ Espinoza, that's RJESPINOZA .roundupnews@gmail.com. Tell me what state you're from. Tell me what the legislation is about. Will it benefit your Second Amendment rights, or will it cause an effect to your Second Amendment rights? Also, if you plan on donating, please leave a comment on my video and tell me how much you plan on donating. I'd like to hear from you. I want to know, are you willing to join this fight? Because this is serious. Because if you have kept up what happened when Ralph Northam was the governor of Virginia, we've had a huge Second Amendment rally back in 2020 during the COVID, and you've seen what Phil Murphy has done to law-abiding gun owners. He's making it even more difficult for people from New Jersey to get a firearm to protect their homes. And then, of course, you have Zoran Madami, who's bent on hell and destruction, trying to make gun ownership illegal. And, of course, Hocus Pocus Kathy Hochul. So every dollar you donate will help fight against their causes and against them. But most importantly, will stop the anti-gunners from trying to destroy our Second Amendment rights. Your dollar will make a difference. Believe me, it will be deeply appreciative. So again, please leave a comment on this video if you are planning on donating. I want to see how many people out there who are willing to join this fight and help preserve our rights of freedom. Well, until we meet again, be armed, be vigilant, protect your family, your home, your community, because that's what the Second Amendment's for. It's not just about guns, it's all about freedom. Have a great day, my friends.